Hi there, this is Gerard Wellbrock, and you're tuned in to Tiger Talk. We're going to talk some women's basketball with head coach Tony Hobson and men's hoops with Mark Johnson. It's all coming up right after this on Tiger Talk.
At Eagle Communications, we're proud to provide the communication services you need to get the most from today's technology. Our employee owners make it happen. We're part of your community, and we take pride in delivering excellent customer service. If you ever have a question, give us a call. We're here to help. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tiger Talk. Gerard Wellbrock with you for the next half hour as we talk a little Fort Hays State basketball. Good to be back here in 2016 after a couple of weeks off for the holiday break, and a good start to the new year for Fort Hays State men's and women's basketball, both 2-0. The ladies get nice home wins over Pittsburg State and Missouri Southern. So do the men, including that thriller in overtime last night over the Lions 84-83. We'll talk all about it with women's coach Tony Hobson and men's coach Mark Johnson. Tiger Talk again presented by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill. Open 7 days a week just north of the interstate in Hays. It's the Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA. We'll take our first break, and when we come back, we'll sit down with Coach Tony Hobson of the Tiger women, now 12-1, and we'll do that next right here on Tiger Talk. Welcome back to Tiger Talk, presented by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill, just north of the interstate in Hays. Open 7 days a week. Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA. Joined now by Tiger women's coach Tony Hobson. They're 2-0 in the new year. A couple of nice home victories over Pittsburg State Saturday afternoon, and then a hard-fought win over Missouri Southern on Monday night. And, Coach, congratulations. Obviously, 2015 didn't quite end the way you wanted it to. A nice win at Central Missouri, then a tough loss 2 nights later in Bolivar against Southwest Baptist. But team really bounced back after the layoff, and 2 hard-fought wins. It's against 2 pretty good teams here to start the new year.
Well, I think, these 2 teams have traditionally been in the top 5 the last 3 years in the conference. So we knew they would be, 2 tough teams to start the new year on and come back after a week layoff and after a disappointing loss, and knew we would have to be ready to play or we would continue those losing ways. So I thought our kids responded well, especially Saturday against Pitt State. I thought we were ready to play and really defended well. Got off to a good start and kind of just, held serve then that second half. But got good play from a lot of people, so I was happy about that.
You had a hunch your team was going to come out and play very focused and very well on Saturday. You had the 2-week layoff and the fact you had that first loss. And then it's Pittsburg State, regional team a year ago, a traditional rival. They've been good. You've been good. You've had some great games. Had a pretty good suspicion you guys or gals are going to be ready to go.
I wasn't concerned about their focus or anything like that. A little concerned about just rust and not having played for a while and conditioning. But luckily, we have quite a bit of depth, especially at the guard, and we can really rotate people in there if we need to. And we were very balanced. Our starters, 3 of them in double figures, a couple with 8. And so the ball was moving around, and we were getting good shots and lots of assists and very few turnovers again. So that was a key point.
And a tough matchup. Pitt State's got a lot of size. They have depth. They shoot it really well. I know they've battled a few injuries, but a team that can really light it up. We saw that when they were in Hays earlier this season, but you hold them to 38% shooting and do a great job on the boards against a bigger team.
Well, I thought the key started inside with the matchup with Page at 5'11", with Gafford's she's 6'2" or 3 and athletic in there. And that's one kid, I think she probably gave Kate Lehman as much trouble as anybody over the years. And the problem is when she got the ball on, Kate would give people the ball because she invited it in there so she could block it. But Gafford is cagey and drives it so well that sometimes that gave Kate trouble. And Paige just got around in front and didn't let the ball ever come in there. So as a result, you don't have to defend her as much going to the basket, and held her to 6 points. And so I thought it started there. We really limited her. Brugman, hit a couple, 2 or 3 threes, and she's a good player. That 4-5 combination they have is very good. So it was just a good overall effort. I thought our perimeter defense and pressure was pretty good. Like you said, they all can shoot it, and if you let them set out there, they'll just kill you. So they made 9 threes, but we made them work for it, I thought.
Came back then last night against Missouri Southern, and boy, physical game. That was maybe as physical of a contest as you've had this year. And give your team credit. They couldn't quite pull away, but yet never surrendered the lead and found a way to pull it off down the stretch.
Well, I felt like we didn't quite have quite as much zip to us last night. I don't know. It's hard to put a finger on, but I didn't think we were quite as focused. I didn't think our defense was as good. Part of that, you have to give Southern credit. Part of it's due to who you're playing. It isn't always just you playing the course. Sometimes your opponent has a lot to do with how you play, and they were physical. They set hard screens. They hold you on defense. They guarded us on the perimeter better than anybody. So they gave Jill and Chelsea a challenge as far as shaking loose and getting good open looks. But like you said, we kind of found a different way to win a game. We just kind of, uglied it out and made our free throws down the stretch and hung in there, I thought, on not our best night.
Thinking back, though, against Missouri Southern, I think you've said that. We've uglied out a win again. I mean, they tend to make the game uglier. That's just how they play. They get after it full court, and it's usually not a thing of beauty, but winning's the bottom line, I guess.
Well, it is, and you just look at who really down the stretch we kind of went to and kind of pulled out the game, and that's why you always talk about having experience and having seniors that have been around a while and have experienced things like that. When it comes win time, you want the ball in Beth's hands, and more often than not, she's gonna get it done for you. I think she had 12 or 13 fourth quarter points, and she just doesn't make bad decisions. For the most part, she can finish around the rim for somebody that's small, and she makes her free throws. The other kid I thought that was just instrumental was Ellie off the bench. And anytime you can get 14 rebounds, you've got to be active, and you got to be really chasing the ball around. And really liked what I saw out of her. She played like she was not going to let us get beat. She chased down. She got 2 or 3 balls she had no business getting. And, I had more business getting some of them rebounds from where I was at than she did, and she just willed herself to the ball and really chased it down.
Yeah, 14 rebounds, a career high, and Beth Boslowski, 13 of her 16 points, all in the fourth quarter as the Tigers get the 8-point win, 68-60. Now 12-1 on the year, 5-1 in the conference, and a big road trip at Lindenwood Thursday and then Lincoln Saturday. And we'll talk all about it when we return. Tiger Talk presented by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill, best buffet in the USA. Back with more right after this on Tiger Talk.
They're growing up and getting busier. Between school, sports, dance, sleepovers, you want to make sure they can always reach you when they need to. Nextech Wireless has the perfect cell phone starter plan. For only $40 per month, it includes unlimited data, calling, and texting. There are no contracts or overages, so they can call, text, YouTube, and stream all they want. Plus, smartphones start at just $150. Certain restrictions apply. Get the $40 WOW Unlimited plan at Nextech Wireless.
Welcome back to Tiger Talk, presented by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill, open 7 days a week just north of I-70 in Hayes. And, of course, you can contact them about catering your next event, 625-4141, the number. catering from the Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA. Tigers on the road for the first time of the new year. They'll be in St. Charles, Missouri, Thursday night, taking on Lindenwood, and then close out the road swing in Jefferson City Saturday afternoon against the Blue Tigers of Lincoln. And boy, always difficult on the road, and this is a busy stretch, 4 games in 8 days, but a key stretch. And a Lindenwood team, I mean, you look at their record, they're having a good year, but boy, at home, they seem to be so tough. We've seen some teams that are maybe average as far as the MIAA go, play way above average when they're on their home floor, and this is certainly one of them.
Well, you have a couple things come into play. First of all, you know, we're traveling 7-8 hours to get there, so there's a factor there, and then they're at home. So plus 5 or 6 points for them playing on their home floor, minus 5 or 6 for us traveling and being overnight. So you have to be, you know, you have to be 15 points better at least usually to win on somebody's home floor, I think. And we've played okay there in the past. We didn't play at their place last year. So they're just a dangerous team. They have several really good individual players and hard matchups for us. So we'll have to be on top of our game, and I think they're 3 and 4 in conference or something like that. But you know, it's too soon in the conference race to go by your conference record, because it just depends on who you've played, whether you've been at home or away, and just like us, where you know we've got 15 conference games left, but 60% of them are on the road. So we've had a little bit of a heavy towards the home games, so that, you know, that's in our favor. And so you can't tell on the 3 and 4. It just depends, you know. And they just played at Emporia, at Washburn, 2 really tough places. So they're a good team, and they were solid last year. I think they're a little bit better this year.
Cassidy Gengenbacher, 3rd in the conference in scoring, 19 points a game. Just a really good all-around player for them. They've got the number 2 assist player in the conference in Roca, and then the leader in steals in Williams. You mentioned some good individual talent, but Gengenbacher's really good, especially on the offensive end.
Well, she is, and she reminds me a lot of the Becker from Kearney. I mean, you're looking at a 5, 8, or 9 really good athlete that plays on the wing and can shoot the 3, can drive it, good on the boards. You know, she's a little bit like Jill for us, and kind of does it all. And you know, last year I think when we played her here, I think she was kind of hampered by an injury, but just a very good player. Their point guard's a tough little kid that can really go and hard to press. So it'll be a challenge for us.
And then Lincoln on Saturday, a unique environment, a very tiny facility, and again, a team that seemed to always have talent. If you catch them on the wrong day, you can be in for a tussle.
Well, and that's what I don't think our kids understand sometimes, that circumstances dictate a lot of times how good you have to play. And I had one of my old coaches in college used to always say, you know, it's not necessarily who you play, it's when you play them. And how well are they playing, what day you play them on, and he was right. So you just have to prepare yourself to play your best and let the chips fall, you know, and hope that your best is good enough on that certain day.
Yep. Should be a very interesting road trip, to say the least. St. Charles Thursday, and then Jefferson City on Saturday. Coach, we appreciate the time. Travel safe. We'll see you in St. Charles Thursday night.
Okay, thanks, Gerard.
That's head coach Tony Hobson of the Tiger women, 12-1 after their 2 victories, and again a 5:30 start Thursday night at Lindenwood, and then a 1:30 in the afternoon tip-off on Saturday in Jefferson City against the Lincoln Blue Tigers. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk some men's basketball with Mark Johnson. We'll do that after the break right here on Tiger Talk.
BOS Motorsports in Hayes introduces the top off-road vehicle lineup with Polaris. The world leader in off-road innovation presents the Razor, Ranger, Sportsman, and Ace off-road vehicles right here in the heartland of BOS Motorsports in Hayes. Whether you're looking for something for the trail, the farm, the oil patch, the hunt, BOS has the ride just for you. Stop in today and ride away with yours. At BOS, customer service is #1. Our in-house parts and service department will take care of you before, during, and after the sale. BOS Motorsports just north of I-70 at exit 159 in Hayes.
Welcome back to Tiger Talk, presented by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill, just north of the interstate, best buffet in the USA. And we're joined now by men's coach Mark Johnson. Tigers on a roll. They've won 6 in a row, 5 straight in conference play, picked up a couple of wins to usher in the new year, defeating Pittsburgh State on Saturday, and then an overtime win last night against Missouri Southern. And, Coach, it is a good start to the new year. You closed 2015 in a nice little stretch. Big win at Central Missouri, obviously, 15th in the country at the time, and then backed it up with a really impressive win at Southwest Baptist, maybe your biggest win. And we talked after that game, you kind of wish there maybe wasn't a Christmas break because of the way you were playing, but your team carried that over, and that was really nice to see. 2 nice wins here to usher in the new year.
Yeah, and we had to have those. We have a lot of road games coming up later in the week. We have 2 really challenging ones, so we needed to win these games. And we talked about before the game. If you remember last year, we had a nice win against Missouri Southern, and then came out that second game after Christmas and had a heartbreaker against Southwest Baptist. So, really wanted to be able to put 2 games together, and we really, we played well for the first 36 minutes of the game, and just kind of down the stretch, their pressure got to us. We turned it over a little too much, and give them credit for making big plays, but thought our guys showed tremendous character and heart to find a way to win in overtime, and ended up being, like I said, a really good 2 days for us.
Yeah, and you're exactly right, because you went up 11. Trey O'Neill hits that 3, I think, just inside 4.5 to go, and you felt really good about things. You kind of held off a couple of runs, and then, boy, for whatever reason, you couldn't get the ball in the basket. They played some really good defense, and they hit some big shots, and looked for a while like maybe it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, we won the game twice. You feel like I said, you won it. You had it won with 4 minutes to go. That's happening to us a little bit. You look at even Pittsburgh State game, obviously the Central Missouri game. You get those leads with 4 minutes to go. Teams start scrambling around and trapping, and maybe our lack of size and experience, and even Craig right now doesn't have quite that bounce in his step that they're able to trap it a little easier right now. That's giving us problems, and then we just need to make better decisions too. Last night I thought we just made some poor decisions down the stretch, and again they made big shots, but again we found a way. We fell down early in overtime and answered back and cut it to 1, and they hit another 3. It would have been very easy to kind of pack it in from there and slump our shoulders and say we gave 1 away, but our guys really just battled and found a way.
Well, a big basket by Rob Davis to get it to within 1, and then 2 free throws from Jake to tie the game, and then Craig obviously hits 1 of the 2 to give you the lead. Then they can't convert on that final shot, but you score the final 5, and as you said, twice down by 4 in that overtime period. It wasn't easy, but your guys showing a little mental toughness, and we've seen that grow throughout the course of the season.
Well, we're guarding better. You look, we hold Missouri Southern to 39% for the game. That's tremendous. I know Prince got 26, but he was 9 of 23. I think going into the game, he was shooting 63% from the field. We held him below 50%. So I think Jake and Drew and Hadley and those guys did a tremendous job on him. So I think, we're starting to get more stops. I think what this team does, really what we've done all year, we've been able to get big rebounds down the stretch of games. A lot of times those offensive rebounds are the ones that get you beat late in games, and our guys have done a great job of kind of owning the glass in the last 3 minutes of close games.
Double-doubles for both Jake Stoppel and Dom Samich. And speaking of Jake, boy, he's on a roll. 10 points last night, which has been one of his low points here as of late, but he's really elevated his game to a new level.
Yeah, he's done a great job, and you'd like to see that out of someone that's a third-year player for you, really starting now for his 3rd year. You hope his confidence level's there and his maturity's level, and he's playing with a sense of urgency and a sense of purpose his final season. So he's playing well. Really, I think that for the most part, a lot of guys are playing well. Jake's playing extremely well. Dom's been pretty solid all year. Rob Davis is playing very well. Trey O'Neill's picked up his game, I think, gaining some confidence and experience. So, if we can get, Craig going a little bit again and get him a little more healthy, I like what our potential holds.
I was going to ask you about that. Craig came back after missing basically all of December with that foot injury, and you can tell he's still not 100%, but just his influence, his calming influence, and really saw that in the Pittsburgh State game, kind of makes things, I think, flow a little bit better for everybody.
Yeah, if he doesn't come back, I don't know if we win either game. He just, he had, 12 points and 9 assists against Pitt. Last night, I don't know what he had. He had 17 and 4 assists, stuff like that. So, those, we have to have those things to beat some of the better teams. And hopefully, again, we're starting over process for him a little bit. But as each week goes by, he gets a little healthier and can move a little quicker. And hopefully when that happens, we're going to be a better team.
Well, the Tigers get the 2 victories, 6 straight now as they improve to 11-2 on the year, and they're going on the road once again. 2 big games at Lindenwood Thursday and Lincoln on Saturday, and we'll talk all about it when we return. Tiger Talk presented by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill, just north of the interstate, best buffet in the USA. Back with more right after this.
At Eagle Communications, we're proud to provide the communication services you need to get the most from today's technology. Our employee owners make it happen. We're part of your community, and we take pride in delivering excellent customer service. If you ever have a question, give us a call. We're here to help. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Welcome back to Tiger Talk, our final segment brought to you by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill. Fort Hays State trying to keep it rolling, looking for win number 7 in a row Thursday night in St. Charles, Missouri against the Lindenwood Lions, and they're always tough at home. And if I told you this road trip here, the first one in the new year, might be the most challenging. Lincoln on Saturday, and we'll talk about them later, but going into their game last night, they lost a tough one at Washburn. They were in first place in the MIAA. This is going to be a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look on paper today, you would say this would be your toughest road trip of the year. And I know, Lindenwood Lincoln may not sound that way. And if you look at Lincoln's legit, they've beat good people, and it's not like they're a fluke. So they're very talented. Lindenwood's very talented. I think Lindenwood's going to give us one of our harder matchups. Corey Artenson, great player. I think second leading scorer behind Prince in our league. He's a 6'6", 220-pound, three-man type guard that we just really don't have anybody that can physically match up with him. So that's going to be a real challenge for us. Lindenwood's very big. They shoot it really well, not overly athletic. We got to try to, use a little bit of quickness against them, but very skilled team. We've played there only twice since they've been in the league, and quite frankly, those are 2 of our worst performances we've had. For whatever reason, we just have really struggled at their gym, and hopefully the third time's the charm, and we can have a better performance.
Well, I know the last time you were there 2 years ago, they shot it lights out, and we left the building that night thinking, is there a better team in the league? And they have that ability, especially at home. It's a nice facility, not one of the bigger facilities, and they just seem to play so well there.
Yeah, I mean, that's their game. I mean, their size and their ability to shoot the basketball. I mean, they're not, like I said, they're not the most athletic team in the world. If you have great athletes, which we probably don't have necessarily, you can kind of pressure them and maybe give them some problems. We're going to have a hard time doing that. So, but again, their size is going to be a factor. But this is a big road trip, but it's an opportunity for us. Right now, to me, we're tied with those people for first place. There's a big jumbled mess at first. They have to come back to our place. So, these are games of opportunity. If we can find a way to win on their road, that would be a big feather in our cap.
And you mentioned Lincoln being for real. They lead the conference in scoring. They lead the conference in made three-pointers. And it seems like they've always had some talent, and they just could never put it together and never shot it particularly well. This team shoots it lights out.
Yeah, I think they've had good athleticism. They haven't been able to put the ball in the hole. I think with the Verdue and Smith kid, and then even the Richie Lewis, I think by far Lincoln has the best backcourt in the MIAA. No one has a better 1, 2, and even 3-man probably as a group than what they have. I think Verdue averages 22 or 23. The Smith kid averages 20. Those guys fill it up. They can shoot it. They can drive it. They're athletic. So our guards will be challenged come Saturday at Lincoln.
And it's always an interesting place. It's a small, it's like a high school gym. There probably won't be a lot of people there, but they kind of thrive in that atmosphere. So your guys will have to kind of create some of their own energy and excitement.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to play with tremendous effort. I thought we did that against Central Missouri and SBU. We went on the road and we're really focused and stuck together, played hard. We're really committed. I think probably both these teams were playing. I know Central Missouri was 15th at the time. I'm not so sure. We're not going to be playing 2 teams that are even better than what we face. So we're going to have the same type of mentality, play with the same type of effort, but probably have to play better than we even did on our last road trip.
Yep. Should be a very interesting one, to say the least, beginning Thursday night in St. Charles. Coach, as always, we appreciate it, and we'll see you in St. Charles on Thursday.
All right, thank you.
That's Coach Mark Johnson of the Fort Hays State Tigers. Again, Thursday night, 7:30 for the the men, 5:30 for the women, on the air at 5:10 with the Auto World pregame show on Tiger Radio, and then Saturday afternoon, 1:30 and 3:30 from Jason Gym in Jefferson City. That's going to wrap up the program tonight. Certainly hope you enjoyed it. It's all made possible by the Hayes Med Orthopedic Institute, the Taco Shop, G&L Tire and Automotive, Golden Belt Bank of Hayes and Ellis, Adams Brown, Barron and Ball, Couture for Men and Women, and Eagle Communications, and of course brought to you by the fine folks at the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill, best buffet in the USA. For women's coach Tony Hobson, men's coach Mark Johnson, this is Gerard Welbrock. So long, everyone.
At Eagle Communications, we deliver what matters to your business. Our services are fast, reliable, secure, and competitively priced, giving you more value for your hard-earned business dollar. With Eagle Communications, you're not just another number, you're part of our business family. And we deliver peace of mind with local technicians who provide dedicated system monitoring and support. Connect to something better. Call Eagle Communications, and let's talk about what matters to your business.
Thanks for watching Tiger Talk. If you missed any portion of it, you can always catch the audio replay from Tiger Radio Mix 103 or the video replay at HaysPost.com. We'll see you next time right here on Tiger Talk.